What's up, everyone? All right, here we are, Halloween, last day of October, finishing the day with another couple of green trades, up $3,100, I think $87 or something like that. I can feel good about that. It's going to put me up over $40,000 this month, which is awesome. So finally, the wind is at my back a little bit, but just as a really strong month ends, well, tomorrow we all start in the same place. We start zero on the month. So, it just all starts over, and we'll see what we can do in November. Hopefully it's a strong month. Typically November, December, and January are when I make the most money. So I'm really hoping that we get that type of follow through again this year. That'll help me get over the $1 million mark in this small account. All right, so reminder, guys, it's Halloween. That means our Halloween specials are happening right now. Coupon code PUMPKIN will save you 20% store-wide at Warrior Trading. All right, so enjoy the recap. Any questions, any comments, leave them below, and I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. All right, everyone, so we're going to do our midday market recap, break down the trades from this morning. Those of you watching on Facebook, what I'll do is I'm going to record this whole midday market recap and upload it to YouTube later this afternoon. So if you want to see the whole recap, with my, my P&L and all that stuff, this is where I'm finishing here today, $3,187.62. But I'll upload the whole recap with the charts and all that stuff to YouTube. So come over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel, and you'll get the midday recap over there. Okay, so today traded 4 stocks, green on 3 out of 4 names. Biggest winner, $1,900. Biggest loser, $225. So not bad there. I did have one loser today, but that's okay. That is, this just, again, goes to show that you don't have to be right 100% of the time to be a profitable trader. That's not what it's about. It's about making more on your winners than you lose on your losers, and having good accuracy. And my accuracy today was pretty good, right on, let's see, I took a total of 5 trades on 4 stocks, and my winners were 4 out of 5. So, 80% accuracy. I can work with that. Okay, so this morning started the same as every other morning, looking at our gap scanner. If it sounds like I'm a broken record sometimes, it's just because every single morning we do the same thing. I mean, it's really just, the routine. And those of you guys watching on YouTube and Facebook, there are hundreds of thousands of people that share this routine with me every single morning. We sit down, we look at the market, we look for stocks to trade, or maybe commodities traders are looking for the hot commodity, or Forex traders are looking for the good currency pair. But we sit down and we look at the market, we look at what's in front of us, and we try to find an opportunity. So this morning started for me with this gap scanner. So this is all of the stocks in the entire US stock market that are going to open up more than 5%. And the only reason a stock opens up more than 5% is because there generally is some type of catalyst. Now, today's a day where the overall market was actually, the S&P 500 was actually opening higher. There was a gap in the overall market, and because of that, there were a lot of stocks that were opening higher just on sympathy to the S&P 500. But there were only a few that were moving higher with a true catalyst. So our leading gapper this morning was SBBP, which was not a stock I was familiar with, but I pulled it up. And what we saw on this was a headline about, sounds like selling off part of one of their drugs or something in exchange for some money. So, I wasn't really clear on how this one would trade, but the bell rang and it just sold off. So no trades on that one for me. I just left it alone. Next one down, TNXP. All right, so TNXP is at 96 cents, which is a little on the cheap side. Pre-market, it had squeezed up from 70 cents up to $1, back down to 80 cents, back up to $1, back down to 90 cents, and then up to about $1.10. So it's kind of jumping up and down here. It finally hit a high of $1.09, just under $1.10. The bell rang and it sold off. So no trades on that one, not interested in it. Next one down, ARAY, Accuray, stock up 30% pre-market. However, not one that I was particularly interested in because the outstanding shares or the float was a little too high at 80 million shares. So basically, my watch list this morning was like a dud. There wasn't really anything on my watch list that looked good. DXR was one that I traded yesterday and made about $1,200 on. So that one was a maybe, but the bell rang and it just sold off. So no trades on that. So we didn't have any continuation stocks and we didn't have any good fresh gappers. So on a day like that, my game plan pretty much is I'll watch the 2 or 3 that I'm moderately interested in, which today were DXR and TNXP, and neither of those ended up giving me an opportunity. So then basically from that point forward, I'm watching the high-a-day momentum scanner. And what I'm looking for is something to hit this scanner and start squeezing up right now because that's going to show me a stock that's in play. That's going to give me an opportunity. So I'm sitting, I'm waiting, I'm watching, and someone in the room calls out YECO. This one, YECO actually was not on the scans, which is a little bit unusual, but it was because the relative volume was on the low side. So YECO pops up on the scans. And I first see it as it broke over 6 and hit 625. So I'm going to drop this down here. So my first trade on this, I bought 3,000 shares at 630, as you can see right here. I'm going to make this just a little smaller. Let's see. I'm just rearranging these windows just a smidge. All right. So bought 3,000 shares at 630. Bought another 3,000 at 631, all right? And then I tried to add at 650 as it was squeezing up. Now I'm like, okay, this thing is taking off. I'm going to add a little bit more. So I've got just under 9,000 shares, 8,900. And I tried to sell some at 64 as it's squeezing up, take a little profit. Couldn't get filled. Tried to sell again on the ask, couldn't get filled. Ended up trying to accidentally short it, had to cancel that. Tried to sell more, couldn't get filled. Sold 2,200 shares at 56, 3,000 at 57. So now I've sold about 3/4 of my position, which is fine. Books and profit was up about $1,000, but still holding about 2,000 shares. And I sell the rest at 48.35, and then it flushes down, and I sold the rest at 615 and 603. So I ended up going from up about $900, $1,000 to up only 500 because I sold the rest as it flushed back down, which was kind of disappointing. Let's see, let me pull up, let me go here, YECO. So the problem, of course, was that it broke the low of this 1 minute pullback. If it had broken to the upside, it almost definitely would have broken over 670, and then we would have been looking at a move to $7. This stock is a former runner, one that's got a history of making big moves. As we can see here, just a couple weeks ago, it went from $1.73 all the way up to $17 in 2 days. So this is a stock I like to keep a close eye on, just in case it makes a big move. But today was not really the day. So anyways, trades there. Then I take a trade on AEZS. So AEZS hit the scanners as well. It first hit actually at like $1.60 or $1.70. I waited for it to show a little bit more strength, and then I jumped in at $1.95. I actually got in it, where was this? I got in it right here at $1.95. It hits a high of 209, and so on my 6,000 shares, I was actually up $900. I was up $900 on this trade. I'm going to mute those alerts. Where was I in? Let's see. Bought right here, 95, 97. So I'm in at 96. I tried to sell some at 207, only got a partial fill, and then I ended up selling the rest at 190. It just didn't hold up there. It came back down, so I lost about $300 on that trade. So that was a bummer. Then after that, next stock to hit the scanner was CLRO, and it goes boom, 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 boom. You see it hitting the scanner multiple times in a row. I pull it up, CLRO, I look at the daily, I see it's got room up to the 200, which is at 438. I see that there's 2 headlines here from yesterday, and I'm like, okay, there's a catalyst, something driving it up, I'm gonna jump in. So I jump in this one pretty quickly. I was in at 210, and then added at 222, added at 231, 231. It's not uncommon for me to add as they're squeezing up. I even added at 248. This is my way of taking a larger position and adjusting my mental stop as I move up. So when I first got in at 210, my stop was $2. When I added at 222, my new stop was 210. When I added at 230, my new stop was like 220. When I added it to 48, my new stop was 230. So I keep moving my stop up, taking a bigger and bigger position. The risk is that I stop out break even and I make nothing. The reward is that now I've got a big position, and if it goes 30 or 40 cents with 11,000 shares, I'm making $4,000 or $5,000. And that's how I've been able to generate these big wins. So I'm adding into the squeeze. It gets halted at $2.31. It resumes and hits 50. I add at 48. It pops up to a high of 60, and I'm trying to sell on the ask at 56. I got a partial fill. I didn't get fills on these orders, and so I ended up hitting the bid at 43 just to lock in some profit, and then selling the rest at 46, 53. As you can see, I was having a really hard time selling. So what I'll do is I'll put an order to sell on the ask. If it doesn't fill right away, I cancel it and I put out a new order. If that order doesn't fill, I cancel it and put out a new order. So I just keep putting orders on the ask until they get filled, and this is as the price is moving around. And then unfortunately on this one, it dipped down to 214 right here on this one candle, and I did get nervous and sold, and then it pops right back up to 245. So a little disappointed on that one, but still made $1,900 on a trade that honestly didn't even work out that well. It didn't continue higher. It didn't go for the second leg up. It didn't tap 275 or $3, which was sort of what I was hoping to see. But despite that, it was still a winner. All right, so next one was, so that's CLR. Next one was YGYI. This one hits the scanners. I look at it, again, a former runner stock with a history of making a big move. I see that there is news on it this morning. I certainly like that. So when I look at it, it's squeezing up, and I jump in right here at 775 on this 1 minute micro pullback at 10:02 a.m. All right, so I jump into it right there. So here's my order. I'm in at 74, 3,000 shares. At this point, it's 10 a.m. The volume on YGYI was a little on the lighter side. I wasn't sure that it was gonna really open up. I was a little iffy on it. I did think that getting in at 75 was a little high because on this candle it flashed down to 51. So with 3,000 shares, I was risking about 25 cents. So, risking about $600, $700 just with 3,000 shares. Excuse me. It pops up to $8. And I'm not really thinking about adding on it because then at this point it's already up quite a bit. After these ones kind of failed, I was sort of just in the mindset of, and by failed, I mean didn't give me a huge winner. I was sort of just in the mindset of take a little bit of profit, maybe not a good day to swing for the fences. So I'm in at 74. I'm selling at $8, $7.99, $8.19. I guess was my best exit, $8.19. It hit a high of $8.27. So nice trade on that one, $900. So risking about 600 to make 900. Decent profit loss ratio, not ideal, but not bad. And then my last trade was getting back in AEZS as it broke back over $2. I jumped in it. Let's see, that was right. Where was that? Right here as it came back over 2. It ended up hitting a high of 207, but really not making the big move that I wanted. So I jumped in it and jumped out with only $60 profit. So that puts me up a total of $3,187.62 on the day. which puts me up over $40,000 on the month, which is fantastic. I'll be able to get my my P&L from all of my trades here probably tomorrow once the month is closed with my broker. So I'm up right now, I guess about $415,000 on the year, which is a great year, and sitting at about $750,000 in the account that I started with less than $600 just under 2 years ago. So from $600 to $750,314.52 as of today. So that's a pretty nice run. And this is definitely going to be a month that I can feel good about. August, choppy. It was a slow month. I lost $12,000 in the first week of the month. Spent the rest of the month trying to get back those losses to finish the month only up like $2,000. September, another choppy month. Didn't see a lot of progress. And so now a $40,000 month is definitely what I needed. Leading up to August, I was averaging $52,000 a month. But then a bad August and a bad September has brought my average down to $41,000 per month. And so this month at about $41,000, I'm right on average, which is good. Now it's time to finish up November and December with a couple more big months, hopefully more in the $50,000, $60,000 range, and finish this year in really good shape. I'm definitely within the $500,000 mark for this year, although I had set a optimistic goal of about $660,000 at the beginning of the year. I did that because that was the number that I needed to break over $1 million in total profits in this small account and to make the $1 million in 2 years. So at this point, I don't see myself making $250,000 in the next 2 months. You know, you never know. I've had some really good hot streaks in the past, so it's not impossible, but I'm not going to set that as my expectation and then be disappointed if I don't do it. I'm going to try to be aggressive in November and December. If we see some really good trading and some hot markets, I will put the pedal to the metal with some big share size and really try to capitalize. But most likely I'll finish the year, you know, somewhere around 500,000, and I'll finish this $1 million challenge in the first quarter of 2019. And that's not going to take anything away from it. I mean, yeah, it would be nice to do it in 2 years flat, but doing it in 2.5 years is still just as impressive. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now, just continuing to grind. You know, I've seen other, you know, people try to do small account challenges, you know, $600 or $1,000 to, you know, 50,000 or 100,000, and that's great. You know, it's doing small account challenges is fun, but ultimately, you know, we're in this for the long haul and really proving your staying power. You know, to be able to turn $583 into $100K in 45 days, that was awesome. That was very impressive. But it doesn't really tell you for sure that I'm going to be a profitable trader for the next 2 or 3 years. That's 45 days. Maybe that was just an amazing 45 days. So what happens at the end, right? Now do it 9 more times. Get yourself to $1 million. Show us that you can really perform over the long haul. And that's what I've been doing with this challenge. So, you know, $750,000 right now, 75% of the way there. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I will get there. I will cross that line, and I'll be happy when I do. But, you know, even then, once I cross that line, what's next? I'll just keep trading. You know, I'll just keep doing my thing, and eventually it'll be $583 to, you know, $2 million. And maybe it'll have taken 4 years to get there, 5 years. You know, in 10 years, it'll be, I took $583 and turned it into $8 million profit, you know, whatever it is. So just keep trading in this account, keep growing it, and it'll be kind of a monument to this strategy. So anyways, that's about it for me. You know, going to finish up the day here feeling good, $3,000. It's a great way to finish the month. So I'm going to put it in my calendar, make it official. $3,187.62 on my 199th day of the year. So right around $40,000 this month. Nice. All right, so time to flip the calendar, and we've got November coming up tomorrow. So, excuse me. All right, so I'm excited. November will be fun. Hopefully it's a good month, and we'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, 9:15 for pre-market analysis. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye, everyone. Those of you on YouTube, Facebook, again, coupon code PUMPKIN will save you 20% on anything store-wide at Warrior Trading. So hopefully we'll see you guys in the chat room tomorrow morning. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.